with the recent withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan. The Taliban, who has been fighting them for 2 decades, takes over the country. In the face of the sudden change in Afghanistan, some of the American veterans of the war in Afghanistan went so far as to commit suicide. Meanwhile, more and more veterans are seeking help via the Veterans Crisis Line. As Daily Beast puts it, on August 16, the day after Kabul fell to the Taliban, the Veterans Crisis Line received a nearly 12% increase in calls compared to the volume of calls last year on the same day. On August 25, the call line had a 17% increase compared to the previous year. All in all, too many veterans are caught in psychological crisis. What exactly lies behind their psychological crisis? There are 3 main psychological reasons. The hasty withdrawal produces in the American veterans a strong sense of frustration. As is well known, more than 800,000 American personnel have served in the war in Afghanistan since October 2001. According to the latest statistics, there were 2,401 United States military deaths in the war, and 20,752 American service members were also wounded in action during the war. With such a high cost having been paid, many veterans are painful to watch Afghanistan, a country that they fought in for 20 years, fall to the Taliban. Hence, a strong sense of frustration arises in them. Many American veterans have experienced a sense of disillusionment with the sham of the universal values preached by U.S. administrations. U.S. administrations has been glorifying themselves as an upholder of universal values and a savior of the world. Lured by such gilded national images, thousands upon thousands of American youth has been enlisted and shipped to Afghanistan, engaging in conflicts that they believe would liberate the local people and bring them universal values. But this illusion vanished once they find that the vast majority of Afghans see them as invaders instead of liberators, and that driving them away was their common wishes. Hence, a strong sense of disillusionment has built up in many veterans. Some veterans also have guilty conscience for the victimized civilians. They are astounded by the war crimes committed by the U.S. troops against the civilians. A huge number of civilians became the casualties of U.S. airstrikes and ground actions. Also, countless civilians are reduced to homelessness, and some of them to refugees. They also are aware that these crimes have been repeatedly condemned by Afghan society and international community alike. Hence, they were afflicted with guilt about U.S. war crimes. For the 3 reasons above, too many veterans have experienced emotional fluctuation and even psychological disturbance. As a result, some of them are eager to release their pent-up grievance by seeking hotline service. Yet, there are some who are so overwhelmed that they refuse to be helped. Instead, they resort to killing themselves. Their deaths are a profound protest against the unjust war launched by U.S. government.